Hello YouTube, it's me again. I know I haven't made a video in a while, but I was just too lazy to make one. Now, what I'm going to talk about is the top 11 hardest or worst video games I have ever played in my entire life. So without further ado, let's begin this. Alright, number 10. Well, I got a few PC games here, and some of them might be on the list. Well, number 10 has got to be, you probably won't agree with me on this, but this Hulk. Now, this, I actually made a gameplay video on it, but it didn't show any gameplay footage. I'm sorry about that. I did not notice that. So just start, like, I even disliked it. Yeah, I disliked my own videos. Alright, that was number 10, Hulk. The reason why this is hard is because of the banner levels. Number 1, why would you want to play as an egghead scientist? Number 2, there are puzzles in the banner levels. When you're Hulk, all it is just you smash everything in sight, possibly. But in the banner levels, you gotta use stealth like Metal Gear. I don't know why I'm making that reference when I have played Metal Gear, but it's hard. Now it won't be on my list because all these are going to be new age games. Alright, back to the Hulk. Number 2 is, in the banner levels, you gotta solve puzzles, which has to, like, be corrected. Like, mine's the PC version, so, here's my keyboard. You have to hit these two buttons to change it, and the space bar, whoops, the space bar to, like, switch them around, so it's kind of confusing. Number 3, I already talked about, the stealth elements. Now, when you're playing as Banner, it's okay, but it seems kind of stupid. Well, there will be a few middle-aged, like from the 80s and 90s, and some from 2000. Alright, back to Hulk. Just wanted to address that. Number 3 is the stealth element. Why would you have stealth in a fighting slash puzzle game? And besides, I played it a little bit. I'm on another banner level where in the base, not level 6, like level 9, I think. Where you're in that military suit. The reason why I haven't completed it yet is because, well, it's glitched up and there's these like black holes, I like to call them, where if you step in, you fall and you die. That's why I grabbed a few cheats on the internet, like infinite continues. Well, I haven't played the game in a while, so that's number 10, Hulk. Alright. The next game is sort of cheating, Incredible Hulk. Now this was based on an okay 2008 movie. The game is hard. I beat it in under 2 months, I think. The reason why this game is hard is because of the bosses. Like Talbot, he was hard. He was in a Hulkbuster, and the Abomination was an okay boss. He should have been harder. Like, there was only one thing you have to do. Well, there's a trick where you can, there's this one thing I always do with Why is the friggin' webcam always zooming on me? I don't get that. Sorry for the interruption. But it's weird. Like, you gotta raise the energy bar all the way to the you have to max it out, and then you got to like use a thunderclap, and then it stuns them for like 30 seconds, and you can punch them out. That's my method. I think that's how you beat them, but I don't know. I tried other alternatives and they don't work. Another reason why I hate this game is because, well, you gotta protect like millions of things, like buildings, people, and machinery when they're doing something. That's common in video games. You have to protect things. So yes, you gotta protect things. So that's number 9, The Incredible Hulk. Now, sadly, number 8 is, you'll agree with me. Well, some people won't, but Number 8 is Spider-Man 3. I do not have the game with me. Some guy borrowed it from me. Or I sold it, I don't know. But the reason why it's hard for me, it might be easy for you guys, but I think I know what I'm doing. When you're playing as the New Goblin on the grand finale, I keep using the acceleration and you can't steer it, which is kind of weird. So I just gotta use the control stick, and you have a time limit. So it's like in Superman 64 where you have to go through rings. And believe me, that's probably gonna be on the list. That's pretty much it for Spider-Man 3. The bosses are actually kind of fun, like Rhino or Sandman. I don't know why but there's one problem. As you continue with the game, it gets harder and harder and harder and harder. Alright. Oh, this is a fun game, but really hard. The Punisher. Now, I'm actually hitting on Marvel things because I'm in the heat of Marvel. See, the one thing you need to know about me is because I don't stay on the same topic like my last video was about King Kong. I'm not making that up. I did not edit that in any way. That is the actual ending. Well, thanks for all the views on it, but this game, why it's hard is like Contra, but it's not like Contra hard. It's like freaking Transformers from in Japan. To think about that. So yes, Frank Castle, really good game. Highly recommend it, but only for the cheats. Yes, I use cheats in video games. So start. So away from the Marvel ones, here's one that I recently picked up. I got this on New Year's Eve. Fallout 3 plus Oblivion double pack. You can get this actually at Walmart for about 20 bucks. Well, if you go to a super Walmart, maybe in Messina, maybe you can get it. So yes, this comes with Fallout 3 and Oblivion, or the Elder Scroll 4 Oblivion. Now, for some reason, I only played Oblivion twice, and I played it way more times on Fallout 3 because I love Fallout 3. And they're both pretty big games. I guess it doesn't work. So yes, I would highly recommend getting Fallout 3, just Fallout 3. If you like Oblivion, good for you. They're both hard. Get the cheats for them. It's really fun if you get the cheats. Another one that I actually beat on the PlayStation 3 version, and it's actually a pretty fun game. It has this, Aliens vs. Predator. Now, I did a gameplay video with this and Nolan. I don't know why I haven't included him in any of my videos since the Halloween fan-made thing. I don't know why I haven't called him up in so long. I don't know why. I'm just concentrating on webcam videos. See, the weird thing about... I'm getting off topic. I should continue with this. Now, this is a pretty fun game, but it has the same problem with Hulk. With the banner levels, you have to use stealth, including the Predator and Alien. If you're playing as the Marine, it's okay, but it's really hard. Now, here's another one I do not have with me. Some other guy borrowed it from me. I think it's the same guy, but it's Turok. Yes, Turok is a hard game. I almost beat it. I was on the final boss, but I couldn't beat him. He's impossible. The reason why this is hard is because the guys, or the Wolf Pack, I think they're called. Yeah, Wolf Pack. They take like 10 hits, and you only take like 7, I think, which is kind of retarded. And there's no easy mode. So if you're new, you're probably going to have to go with experience, or I think it's hard or experience, or normal. If you actually beat the game, I think you can unlock Nightmare. The game's already a freaking nightmare. It's so hard, it's a nightmare. Alright, what are we on? Number 5? Alright, this time I'm going to hit an LJN game. Yes. We're finished with the hard games. Now we're going to talk about the bad ones. LJN. standing for Laughing Joking Numbnuts. The reason why I say that is because they have the world record of worst video games possible. They've created such classic titles like Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, X-Men, The Uncanny X-Men, X-Men Wolverine. Well, just cut out the X-Men. That doesn't really count. So that's pretty much it. They also, Spirit of Speed 1932, or 1930, hold on. Nothing. I think it was 1937. Actually, was made in 2000, and it got a low scoring of 2.2, making it the worst LJN game ever in existence. Alright, I'm going to talk about some pretty bad ones. Some of them are LJN, some of them are, like, I don't know. Some of them are from the Atari 2600 and 64. I'm just stretching because I'm tired. It's like 2. Alright, I gotta hurry this up. It's almost 3 o'clock. Friday the 13th was a pretty bad game, because 3 things wrong with that game. 1, it has a rock, which is pointless, and the rock arches, not goes in straight arcs. Number 2 is the tedious boss fights. I'm not even going to talk about it. Next one is probably going to be Plumbers Don't Wear Ties. The worst 3DO game ever. I'm not even going to talk about it. It's too bad. Next one is probably going to be... I'm not keeping track, so I guess we're on number 5, I think. Top 5. Whoa. Wow, I am ugly. Forget it. Take it back. Even though I am. Number 5 gonna be. This is off topic, so I'm just probably gonna think one up. I'm gonna say Superman 64, probably. That game is horrible. I'm not even gonna talk about it. At this point, I'm not gonna talk about it. It's too bad. It's so bad. Really bad. Horribly bad. The worst game ever. I'm just gonna put it in the face mirror. Chinese. If you're gonna be one of my Chinese fans, look away now. Chinese. I'm just gonna conduct the rest of the video like this. Alright, number 4. Super 64. No. Taking the bronze. No, I'm not gonna do that. It's gonna offend somebody. Taking the number 3 spot is E.T. for the Atari 2600. That game was so bad. And there's a reason for it. It was going to be a decent game, I think, but it only took 6 weeks, and Spielberg wanted the game to be brought out back in, like, before Christmas, I think. So, yeah. Now, what's probably going to be worse than E.T.? Well, let's continue on. The silver is going to be Godzilla Monsters of Monsters. Monster of Monsters. Now, the only reason why I like it is because of the creepypasta that some guy did. Really good. Some of it was okay, but some of it wasn't really that scary. It's a mediocre fighting game. Not like Unleashed or Save the Earth or Melee. Oh, speaking of Melee, I actually got a game guide for it. It's really good. I don't have it with me, though. It's at another location. So, yeah. Godzilla Monsters of Monsters is, well, pretty bad. And the #1 worst video game ever. Now, I'm leaving out a couple of other bad ones like Jaws by LJN, Back to the Future by surprise LJN. Now, let me give you a little history. LJN made like wrestling toys, and then they decided to make video games. But they are notorious for their low suckage. And they made other ones like the Terminator 2 for every... They're also behind every home console of Terminator. So yes, if you're thinking of getting an LJN game, don't get it. Alright, the #1 spot for this week is dramatic silence. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. That game is horrible. I played it and it sucks ass. The reason why this game sucks is because, well, it sucks. Well, you really want to... Oh, that's my ceiling anyway. Well, I'm going to conduct the rest of the video like this. Well, if you want to really know why Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde is horrible... Oh, and I'm also leaving out Wizard of Oz, so, yes. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde sucks. So, this is my little video that I just made. Top 10 list. If you want me to make more of them, just give me the word. Oh yes, this is my computer desk. It's a real mess. I got a cup and I rented a Indiana Jones game. So, I got these. You'll notice that I have the Avengers. I haven't watched it yet, but I have watched it at the movie theater. Oh, it was kick-ass. So yes, this is my diagnosis, and for the love of that kitty poster up in my ceiling, I'm Dennis Watson, and that is my diagnosis for the top 12 or 11 worst video games I have ever played or hardest. Goodbye.